That's the only one that had a name on it. Intersection with Short Street. That's Carnahan. That's it right there.
Should have had a sign up the steps.
This is my friend Ed.
Yeah. That's why I give him a hard
Paul,
time.
Stacy, Will.
Hi.
Hi.
Ed.
We went to high school.
We went to high school together. This one, there's one of the left turns after you get past that Parkway intersection. Okay, that's that intersection right there.
On the old wall.
Okay. This is the one that really got me, that I was able to figure out. Whoop, because I zoomed in on these signs. And this sign here, and I'm trying, it's like Myers, it's some German name, I can't remember what it is, maybe you can see it better. There's a greenhouses, yeah. Bach and Sons greenhouses. So I looked on an old map and found where Bach was on the old map. And he was the property behind, and interestingly enough, this property on the bottom right is Heidenshield property. It's more Heidenshield property. They had one part of the family had property here. The other one was all the way at the other end. But Bach had greenhouses behind the Heidenshield property. So that picture right there, and that's what gave me a clue where this was. It's right there, right past St. Simon and Jude, going up Green Tree Road. This is the last picture in the set, 770-14, and Green Tree Road, Washington Pike, curves to the left. So I was looking for a place where, beyond there, where it curved to the left. There's a driveway, that's a street. They didn't have street signs or anything, but that is right there right now. See how it curves to the left? And right beyond that curve was a toll house. It was a toll booth. They would collect tolls. You were coming out of Pittsburgh, heading out Washington Pike. That's where they collected tolls. So that, again, you sort of have to use the contours of the street. What's going on here? This is just beyond McMonigle. This house is still here. Let me see. Oh, that's it. Here, same. It's.
That looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one of those when I grew up.
So this is unpaved. Again, I never put these in order yet. This is unpaved. This is after they finished it. Same spot. And this is where you're at now. And this goes down. This is Potomac down here. Takes you down to the back store.
Yeah.
That's Potomac. Nice.
Way down
there.
Bottom down there. Yeah.
You have to turn right.
See it? That's it down here. And that's that house. That's where the parkway. That house.
Go on.
That's a bridge going across the parkway.
Anything.
So anyway, it takes, after you get the pictures made up, it takes hours to figure out where this stuff is exactly. You know.
I'm gonna do all that by road. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have machines.
Well, got about 15 minutes on
That's right.
do some other ones.
You know where they are?
That aren't in the, what I'm working on is this from downtown. 1942. Duquesne Way, where the Duquesne Bypass and Duquesne Boulevard, where the convention center is.
You have the pictures already.
Convention, see that bridge, that railroad bridge is still there.
Yeah.
Convention center's on the right. You're looking towards the strip district.
Well, a couple of years ago, you used to be able to drive through the little tunnel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you can still go around it that way.
Oh, yeah, you can't go through the tunnel.
It's coming off the 9th Street Bridge. Coming off the 7th Street Bridge. There was a railroad that went down to the point. It's building the Fort Duquesne bypass. It's the Manchester Bridge in the background. I just say, no, there's no location, but I like the car. They pulled the car out of it. This is on the other side, the convention center's on the other side of this railroad bridge.
That one's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the railroad bridge. Now this is gone, but this ran all the way down to the point. This is 1940, so what we're looking at 55 years ago, or 65. 65 years. Something like that. I don't know if it does. Well, that tunnel's still there. You can still drive through there, right?
Not anymore. You can't drive through.
Which one? There's one that you can to get to the strip district when you come out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's where the convention center is. Back in there. There's the railroad bridge, so that gives you some perspective. You're looking towards the strip district. And like the end of the 9th Street Bridge.
The gas station.
Yeah. I thought I had pictures of the modern day.
Now and then.
Yeah. You know what? At home, I haven't moved them to the computer. I have a server at home that I don't want to lose these if my computer goes down. So I have all, that's what the problem is, and that's why that other one wasn't in order. The Greentree Road one wasn't in order.
Look at the three sisters there with all those old cars lined up right in front of them. That's really cool.
It's 1940.
Yeah. So I have the new pictures, and I have these in order on my server at home, but I haven't moved them. I haven't deleted these and moved them to the computer. Hello.
Welcome. Hi. Come in. We have chips. If anybody's hungry, there's snacks in the back, and there's supposed to be water somewhere. More water.
This is the exposition buildings at the point.
This is the pre-show.
This is at the
Oh,
point.
this is
Yeah,
somebody
we're just
fun.
looking through some other ones till we
Yeah,
get started.
this is stuff we didn't fit in. Okay.
Church?
No, it's the exposition buildings that were down at the point before, and then they tore them down. I have a big picture of it somewhere. That's 1938. See, the railroad went past it.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
And that looks like the strip district, but it's
Toward the point, right?
yeah, it's closer to the point. There's the sister bridges. You used to park there in one of these.
Oh, that's the other side.
No,
No?
this is the Allegheny River.
That's the Allegheny?
Yeah, it's before this is all Fort Duquesne Way, Fort Duquesne, before they built the bypass. See, here's those exposition buildings there.
Okay.
Okay. That's where Fort Duquesne Bridge comes across this about right around here.
And that is the Manchester Bridge, right?
Yeah. This Fort Duquesne Boulevard. got another set. I don't know if I have. I got another set of going up Water Street and first.
Come on.
But the lawn side from when they built it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and so again, it just takes so much time.
That's why I thought it was the one on that one.
No,
Because it has a slope like that.
here, I'll show you two that I did save from. I got them listed as the point. Here, yeah, the point. 1938.
Wow. Is that the West End Bridge?
Yeah. They built the West End, it was a brand new bridge, I think it was 32. They built the West End bridge. This is the point. There's another one I have somewhere. It shows people sitting there. It's a little bit cleaner. And see, now this, the only reason I say this is one of those from the lawn.
That's a great one.
It's when they weren't quite finished, but I got them, this whole thing when they were building it. The only reason I saved it is because it's got the bicycles. I've hardly ever seen any pictures with bicyclists in it. I thought I'll give it to the Friends of the Riverfront or something, you know?
Isn't that a guy leaning back in his cabin with his little sea captain or something, you know?
Yeah.
Just checking it out.
The old Wabash, what is it, pier, bridge. Oh,
Still there.
How you doing, Paul? I'm doing good. Excited. Is Lois here? Hi, Lois. Nice to see you, my cousin. Did you get that thing I got about the Podners and Croatia? And
No.
no? Somebody had some of the family history on it. Good.
10 minutes.
I'm just going through some other stuff that's not in the presentation. But, you know, so feel free to chat or whatever you want. I was.
Hello.
There was
Yes.
pictures
Oh.
of the exposition, but
Bob,
Yes,
how are you?
on the point.
Good to see you.
Well, actually,
That's my wife Lois.
I do from that Pitt website.
Oh, okay.
Jim Thompson.
That's right. I wondered about that. Yep.
You never forgets anything?
Me? Tom Mason.
Nobody says he's surprised that
You never forget anything.
You never forget.
Not it's a song.
I didn't remember that name.
Tim and I are related.
I didn't realize it.
His father and my grandmother, the first cousin.
Oh, okay.
My great grandmother on my mother's side was a father. Her name was Gerber, and she married a Gerberich.
Well, there used to be a very much across the way from you on the Killmeyer.
That was my great uncle. I bought his house. That's my grandmother's brother.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, he just died about a year or so ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was living in Florida.
Yeah, I had relatives up on that street too.
Did you?
Yeah, the village.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guy's doing some work there. I do have, Stacy asked about the exposition hall. Let's see. Well, here it is raised. No, that's a little bit. It was over here,
Oh, okay.
okay?
I always wondered where it was placed. I never had a good idea where it's at.
And, Point
Where
Point Bridge.
Where was the fire?
Fire.
There was a fire down there
Oh,
somewhere.
that, well,
It
Must
seems
have been
it's
a couple
been a
of
dig, right?
Storage or something like that.
Rail yard?
I like these. I don't know how familiar you are with Ingram. I didn't put them in. I probably should have.
What's the church? That's St. Carlorn's.
Ascension Church in
St. Philip.
1914. Right? 14 or 24? No, 1914. The building's Ascension Church now. Okay, now there's a better, the next one shows it from the other angle. Now what blows my mind, and then we can talk. Look up on Middletown Road. Look at the oil rigs.
Oh, I know.
All
I
across,
can't get over the oil rigs, man.
all across Middletown Road.
Yeah.
See if this church makes it through the arm. And it is 24. It's 19,
That's a great picture.
yeah.
We were parishioners there, 81 to 91.
We stayed at St. Martin's. I grew up on the hill above it.
We lived in Mount Washington and passed 7 churches to go there.
They were one person. Yeah, the server at home. This one, I know. You guys remember Steve Shopping?
Yeah.
There's little Steve standing in front of Holy Trinity when they were building Holy Trinity. He sent me that. Steve sent me that picture. And, but I think they should do this again. This is from Mount Washington, up by where the Gaiasutas, not Gaiasuta, Washington, and an Indian or statue across from where Christopher's is. Not Christopher's anymore. That's right across from there. And there was a pair of steps that went down. They called them the Indian steps. They went all the way down to the incline. I think, wouldn't people use those steps nowadays just for the exercise? There's looking from the incline,
Oh, no. No way.
going up the hill.
There's no way.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool. That's cool, right?
That's from the
Terrifying.
big incline up to the top. I just think, you'd have people out there running up and down those steps, you know?
Yeah.
Put a little groove in them for a bicycle to get down the side. I don't know.
Or
People worked in the mill all day and then come home and had to walk those
I
things
can't
home.
imagine. Oh, come on in. Come on in. Hey, thanks for coming. How are you doing? Doing good. Hi, thanks for coming.
And this is where Ed and I went to school.
Where? Right there?
Orange Road.
Is that it?
That's it.
Cannabis. I know, right?
Canada would be off to the right. For some reason, the road ends. I've looked this up on maps. We're just going through a little thing before we start here. Yeah. And here's looking down, and this is even more easily recognizable.
Oh, yeah. Those houses still there.
1934. But the interesting thing that I find out on the map is Morange Road was on the other side of the field. To where there was a yellow brick house down there, Idlewood Road. Morange Road went up the other side of St. Paul's orphanage. This wasn't called Morange Road. This was part of Idlewood. Yeah, and then after that, there was a third road going up the other side.
And back then, the bricks were all worn out.
Just a few of them.
Just like Coraopolis.
Yeah. And, this is number one. This is all Carson Street here. This is Carson Street. My great-grandfather was the stable boss, Killmeyer. He was a stable boss at Painter's Mills on Carson Street. My dad, maybe it's just because he doesn't want to say, yeah, he was a stable boss. But he says that was a really good job because the animals were like the most important thing for the automobiles. You really had to take care of them. And to be the stable boss was a pretty good job. So he came over from Germany, and so this is Carson Street in 1918. Again, I haven't really played with these much. Yeah, there might be a horse-drawn. And this is Carson Street. The Elliott streetcar in 1919. I've got some good ones of them, like when they built the West End Bridge, what the West End looked like. And, getting here with starting
Comes the water.
No, he's doing cruise ships.
Now the water's here.
How long has it been?
Recognize that?
What's that?
St. James in the West
St.
End.
James Church.
That's on paving.
Yeah.
Same houses. They're all there. That's looking up
5 and dime burned
Side
down.
Street. And that's it.
Interesting requests.
Church. No, it's right here.
Yeah.
That's a firehouse. And it's an empty lot now.
But there was a church.
No, when you get up to Student Street, the St. Martin's was to the left. That's a firehouse.
Okay, sorry.
Behind you and to the left. I used to go to that library all the time.
Really? That's what I do. Wait for my cat all the time.
I had one where people ice skating by the library. Here's my car. Oh, here's the one of the ice skating. The library's up here.
Oh, yeah?
The library's up here. Wabash Street. Years is 1917.
17?
Yeah. You ready, Stacy?
Sure.
Jackie?
Get started.
Go ahead. It's all for you.
It's 30.
So we want to welcome everybody here.
Don't look in the light. Don't look in the light.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming out to the library this evening to see meet the wonderful Mr. TimKillmeyer. And this is Stacy Chrissy from the Coraopolis train station. And we welcome you to the library. And thank you so much for coming tonight. And Tracy's going to introduce Tim because she knows a lot more about him. But let's give him a great round of applause for coming tonight. Thank you so much.
I'm actually Stacy Christie. I'm with the Coraopolis History Archive tonight. And oh, sure. How do we shut that off?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me, it might be too long if I turn it completely off. Or it just goes right there.
Yeah.
I'm short, so there we go.
So Tim approached me and he had these great photos for me to host on the website. And I started putting these up and I thought it would make a great presentation. He has these, he's done so much research. Like not only has he found these great photos, but he has gone on the streets and tried to figure out and match up where it is now versus where it is then. So you're going to have a real treat tonight. When talking with people about this event, I've come to a conclusion. There are two types of people in this world. There are people who love old photos and comparing them to modern day, and there are those who do not. So if you're part of the second group, it's going to be a long hour and a half. But thank you all for coming. I'll give it over to Tim.
All right. Now, I don't mind that. I think I can talk over that. When I came in today, it was a little warm, so I did turn this on here.
Yeah, you can just turn it to the left there, turn it on.
Wait, oh, that was wrong. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's the way I find it. So I left things the way I find it. I'll try to keep us to an hour and a half here as much as I can. We might go. We'll see what happens if I get talking. I'll explain things as I go along, but most of these pictures for today came from the Allegheny County Public Works Department. And a friend of mine from the Montour Trail Council that I'm heavily involved with, Dave Wright, showed me some pictures a couple of years ago of Clever Road. And I went down to see him last year, and I said, hey, do you still have those pictures of Clever Road? And he said, oh yeah. And he says, by the way, we're going to be moving these pictures, these filing cabinets. So maybe you want to look through some of these other ones. Well, I did, and there was just this wealth of pictures from Allegheny County road projects. So you're going to see mostly roads, all right? And so when you drive around tomorrow or for the next week or for the next year, oh yeah, that's where this was. This looked like this. And that's what I like to do when I drive around. I get these images in my head of the way things used to be. There's not a lot of people in them, but I wanted to mention, you know, history's all about people. So when you're watching these, think about your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and the streets that they walked, rode, drove, where they lived. Even if you didn't grow up here in Pittsburgh, it was pretty much the same around the rest of the country. So sort of keep that in mind and we'll just start from there. If you have any, I don't know how many questions I can answer for you. I've done, you know, I'll try to bring out what I know while we're doing it. But this is Pompeii.
I was going to say, well, really?
It's not part of Western Pennsylvania, but I thought it's what picture I took when I was in Italy with Mount Vesuvius behind it, and I just wanted to show you. So this is pretty much the area we're going to be looking at. Down here, Steubenville Pike, we won't see too much of that, but Clever Road. What is now Montour Run Road. We'll start do a little bit over here. We're going to come up into Moon. We're going to hit Flockerty Run Road, which is over here. We're going to do Coraopolis. We're going to come back a couple pictures from Beaver Grade. Clever Road, which there's a story behind that. A little bit of McKee's Rocks and Stowe. And Coraopolis Middletown Road. So it's this whole area here, and I'll come back to this map every so often to just try to orient us a little bit. Excuse me, this map is from 1929, which is sort of the era of most of these photographs, give or take a couple of years, except for the Montour Run, which was built in 1962. This is a 1950 era map. And we'll be coming there. You know, the airport had a big impact on everything, and mostly this parkway that came out, and it was known Coraopolis Heights Road. They kind of took over Coraopolis Heights Road to build the parkway. But before there was the parkway, this interchange here, again, the airport was kind of the impetus. This is a picture not long after they built it in 1945. They were still constructing it in 1945. The original airport, Coraopolis, is down here. Okay. And I can blow any of these up, and I will as we're going along. It's one of the things that I want to do eventually is get them. But this is a favorite picture of mine. I just think it's a great picture. And it has everything. It has a cement safety marker in the middle of the road. You know, a gas truck filling the pumps, old cars, a horse and buggy, a barbecue shack. Over on this side, there's you can't hardly see it. I can blow it. Where there's a sidecar rig. If you like motorcycles, this picture has everything. And it's a place that a lot of us have probably seen throughout our lives. And this is it right here. It's Cliff Mine, Enlow Road in Steubenville Pike. There's a Red Cap Cleaners. Right behind you is about half a mile or so is Tony Dale Restaurant. and you're heading towards Hankey Farms. Hankey Farms is up over this hill on Steubenville Pike, and so that's it. And you can see the house, same house. Okay, and that's it. And I whittled this down. I had a picture of Enlow Road. I'll just say I kept taking pictures out just so I could try to keep this to a good time. But there's a lot more to go with some of these pictures. This one too. Most of you are familiar with this. 22 and 30s behind your back. The theater. Well, yeah, the theaters are on your right. The car dealership now. The theaters are gone. And you're looking down towards Montour Run Road, okay? This is when they started to build it in 1948. 00. You can see there's telephone poles over here, so there was a small road that ran down there. Again, I could blow them up here a little bit. Okay, and then this is a little further down in 1948. They've got it smoothed out. And the interesting thing here, and it's going to be tough. There's a house here.
Yeah.
There's a house tucked in here with odd houses over here. Oh, can you hit those lights for me?
Oh, yes.
I forgot to turn those off. Make it a little easier to see. We're still going to get light out of there. Thanks, Stacy. Sorry. Odd house. Of course, those were gone. And this is in '49. This is almost a year later. They're still paving it, getting it ready. And of course, this is what we see today. You go a little further down the hill. This is the overpass that goes from the point to Robinson Town Center. It's just about over your head, and you're looking down the hill. That's kind of what you see now. Okay, 1949. And then you go down a little further, and this is the Montour Run exit. 1949. Just to give you some perspective there. And this is when you come off the exit. You'll see that there was no Montour Run Road, but there was a little dirt road that came around. They called it the Cliff Mine Beaver Grade Connector. Connected Beaver Grade and Cliff Mine Road. That was the name of it. But the exit where they were building ended right about there. And it's a little closer look. It ended right about here. Whoop. And that's a better shot. See, and then it just went into this little dirt road, 1949. And they started clearing it out. And this is 1962. So this is when they were starting to build Montour Run Road. That's what it eventually became, and that's the way we see it now when we come down. I like this picture. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in this section here because I'm a Montour trail buff. It's got the railroad here, but in the middle of this picture is a bridge. Right where this bridge is now where the parkway goes overhead. And we'll see in these pictures. They rechanneled McLaren Run Creek. Rechanneled it, moved it over here, moved the bridge over here, a new bridge, and put the parkway right over top. So the parkway goes right over top. You'll see that in these pictures. They also rechanneled Montour Run Creek a couple of times. That's what I find that in all these pictures, they moved roads, they moved creeks, they moved all kinds of stuff that when you go out there and look today, you can hardly imagine. There's that same bridge. They're starting to build, there's the pillars that you go through. This is 1948. This is the new bridge looking towards Pittsburgh. And there's the pillar that they were building the overpass for. This is what it looks like today. So these are those pillars. The old bridge used to be here. That we were looking at. There's the new bridge over here on the Montour Trail. That's them laying the track. And see behind them, where the old bridge is, are the pillars for the parkway. This is the new channel that they cut to move the creek over. And building, this is looking from like the Marriott, that intersection, the Cliff Mine Road intersection, towards Pittsburgh. And is this the picture? One of them still had both bridges. No. But this is looking from Montour Run Road. Let me look at it. And that's looking from the Marriott when things started to get cleaned up. The new channel for the creek. That's what you see now when you drive through there. This is looking at Cliff Mine Road. The airport Marriott is over here. Okay, this is the old McLaren Run Bridge. They took that bridge out. This is the new bridge. So they took the whole road out, built the bridge, and then built everything back up to match the plane, the incline to get up get up to the bridge. This is the new creek. And that's what it looked like after they finished it. This is well, this is 1962. And I think we're going to come back to this picture in a minute here. That's what it looks like today. Okay, so this is 1962. This, where all those office buildings were, was a railroad scrapyard. You might see that in a lot of the pictures. There was a railroad scrapyard where a lot of those pictures, where a lot of the, where those office buildings are now. There's the office buildings. And of course, the commissioners and the director of public works are always going to come out with their suits on. Check things out, make sure everybody's working. I skipped a picture there. Okay. This is an overview of what it looked like when they finished it. There's the new bridge, the underpass. The parkway's still not open. I think they're still working on it here. Here's the railroad scrapyard, and Montour will become the Montour Run Road. That's 1949.
So they were actually starting to work on the parkway as early as 49?
48.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, those first pictures, they were all 1948 because they built the airport around 45.
Okay.
And then they needed to be able to get people out there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So here's Cliff Mine Road. These are just a few pictures of Cliff Mine Road. You saw that one. So we're going to go back to 1962, and if you blow that up, some of you may remember the Montour Motor Inn that was back here before the Marriott. You had this railroad scrapyard over here where the office building is. So this is 62. Okay. So you move up a little closer, just past that Montour Motor Inn sign, and this is what the road looked like. This is what it looks like today. Okay. Cliff Mine.
Put them fancy signs up for construction.
Just it was a big warning. This is where you come down from the point. And the next picture really doesn't show that very well. I have to get a better Google picture. But right across from where you sit at the light was a barn, and then down beyond that was a house. Now these next pictures will take you there. So this is where you come down from the point. It's not the office buildings, but it's next to the theological seminary. There's the traffic lights here. That barn was right here. And then you go down a little further to where that house was, and that's how you know where you're at here. It's where the road comes back next to the trail, next to the railroad. Okay, so that means that's where you're at, right there. The road comes back to the railroad. And then you go down a little further. Of course, everybody remembers Grubbs. Grubbs.
Did that become Schmitz?
It's Schmitz.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? So this is 1962. And they're selling it again. You could rename it Grubbs Historic Landmark or something, you know. But there it is right there, Schmitz. And then you go down, and this is like, come down to the end of the railroad had a siding here. And this is where the Cliff Mine Road parking lot. And of course, the signs 22 and 30, Pittsburgh to the left, Oakdale, Imperial, and Clinton to the right. And of course, this is what it looks like now with Trails parking lot over here. Okay, so now we're going to jump. There were some people on the internet that were asking about Flockerty Run. So we include, in which a lot of people from Coraopolis head that way. This took a little bit of investigation. These all take some investigation. This is Broadhead Road looking towards Moon. That's what it looks like now. Okay? So you got, there was a bridge there. I don't know when that bridge was built. This is what it looks like now, but they wanted to build a new bridge. Take a look at this little house over here. Somebody had to tell me where that was, because I had that house, I had these pictures before I had what you're looking at. I had this, recognize that? Down at the bottom of the hill, when you leave Moon on Broadhead Road, you go down to Flockerty Run. I think it's called Rick's Razors or something. It's been for sale a couple of times. Here's what it looked like in 1930. And that's a nice picture with the truck and everything, okay? That's the same place in 1930. Okay, gas pumps. Those gas pumps, I mean, I watch American Pickers, and I never see gas pumps that look like that. You know, those are some, there must be original gas pumps there. But nice truck. I like when there's vehicles in it. So they decide they want a, it says, site of proposed county bridge number 1, looking eastwardly towards Township Road, the site of proposed county bridge, since destroyed. These pictures were taken, these first pictures in 1924. They submitted this in 1925. So apparently the bridge was destroyed, maybe a flood or something, and they wanted to rebuild the bridge. So this is looking towards Hopewell. Okay, this is what I figured out. This is like a little ford. You could ford the creek on this little turn, because there was on the other picture you could see a little thing there. This is looking towards Hopewell in 1924. Okay, that's when this picture was taken, and that's what it looks like now. Okay, and then I threw in, and I cut back on a lot of pictures, but again, it's an application to January 24th, my birthday, by the way, 1925. They submitted the application plan for a new bridge, and they must have got approved for a new bridge. So this is what it looked like, and I'll just sort of click through these. I was thinking maybe this was after the flood, or the workmen used this to get across. But there's your handrail and a timber to get across the creek.
Yeah, OSHA required that.
They started working on it. And again, there were 10 more pictures that went along with this, but in the interest of time, I just picked out a few to show you. They built the bridge. Of course, that's not the bridge that's there now. This was completed in 1926. Okay. Nice bridge. They did a nice one. They rechanneled the creek too. There were some pictures where they had to rechannel the creek. Then there's Flockerty Bridge number 2. This happened to be in with the pictures. It's the only one, it's one of the oldest pictures I have. 1913. You'll recognize this, I'm sure, eventually. Again, they applied to, and the interesting thing about the other note, they applied to the Arts Commission. When they wanted to build a bridge, they would apply to the Arts Commission to build a bridge. There was no, I don't know who you applied to now, the PennDOT or somebody, but, so this is, that first picture was 1913, this is 1928, looking upstream, next to Flockerty Run. Flockerty Run's on your right, looking at the, well, yeah, Flockerty Run's on your right. This is looking downstream towards Flockerty, or looking across the bridge towards Flockerty Run. That's what you guys might recognize now. Okay, Stoops Ferry behind you, Stoops Ferry Hill. And you came down and you hit, now the main road, and even that was dirt, went to the right. Some interesting pictures. This is Flockerty Run Road, looking towards that bridge in 1930. That's Flockerty Run Road. And of course that's what it looks like now. And this is again, Coraopolis is behind us, Stoops Ferry Hill's behind us. And that's a nice shot. I tried to move it in the files and I couldn't get it moved. But you're looking towards Flockerty Run. And this is looking from Flockerty Run towards Coraopolis. Okay, from the west towards the east. In that paper, in that newspaper clipping, they mentioned that the contract went to A. Hansen. That's who had the contract to build the bridge. So that's their little construction shed while they're building the bridge. And then they finished it in 31. They finished it in 31. And this is coming from what's behind you down there, and if you turn right at the end of that bridge.
Crescent.
Crescent, thank you. Crescent's behind you. And you're going towards the bridge. Again, that's Crescent is behind you. The bridge is this is 31. I haven't built the new bridge yet. Roads look great, didn't they? That's what it looks like now. And I couldn't get a good modern picture, but I got the best I could from this perspective. But there's the Flockerty House. They have the auctions. We've been to auctions and dinners and things there. Flockerty House. This is 1931. It was there. Must have been getting ready to redo the road, I guess. You saw what kind of shape it was in 2 years before. And this is pretty much the same perspective. I think the Flockerty House is back behind those trees. I always tried to get a picture. In all these pictures, the old pictures, there were no trees anywhere. Every tree was gone. So when you go to today and you try to get the same perspective, there's trees in the way. So I always tried to get a winter year. So this is 2008. I could have got 2016, but 2016 was probably covered with leaves and you couldn't see anything. Okay, jump up here. Couple pictures were in the files down there of Beaver Grave Road. Resurfacing Beaver Grave Road. I sort of had to study a little bit. I went by the contours. This is what I came up with. So you got this one. This is looking down the hill. There's a curve. And what I do is I use the street view, the Google Street View, to get a perspective. And that's what I came up with. When I looked at all the curves and all the, that's going down towards, you're facing down towards Montclair Run. Those houses are fairly new. And then you got it looking up the hill. Okay, they're working on the bridge. They're working on the road.
What year is that?
This is 1926. Okay, and
did they make any adjustments? Because I can remember probably in the 60s, and I'm not sure when they changed the road, but it used to go, Beaver
Snake
Grade.
Hill?
Yeah, yeah. Where it isn't anywhere close today,
They
because that
took-
doesn't look like, even back in
Well,
'26.
well, there they-
like it was that bad.
Well, they took some curves out of
Okay.
some roads. Campbell's Run Road was one that it's not in this presentation, but they took a curve out here, and they eliminate curve elimination.
Right.
So they did do some curve elimination when they worked on some of these roads. Go back to the map. Carnot. I have two pictures of Carnot. You know where Carnot is?
Yeah, right up on KFC in the middle.
Okay. It's up at the end of, past Moon High School, past St. Margaret Mary. Okay. Here is Carnot. And it wasn't Beaver Grade Road. That's, Beaver Grade Road we consider goes all the way out from Steubenville Pike, all the way out to,
KFC.
yeah, to University Boulevard,
Yeah.
what they call it now. See, they keep changing the names of these roads. It was Coraopolis Carnot Road. And I'll go back to that map for a second and show you. This is what it looks like now. See?
Came to the right.
Pretty different. Now, let me go back to this map for 1 second. Coraopolis Carnot Road, see, Beaver Grade ran all the way out. There's the Montour Railroad, Beaver Grade. But when it got to, like, where the country club is, now, I worked at the old Montour Country Club as a cook.
Yeah.
Where the new one is, that Beaver Grade became Coraopolis Carnot Road. And that was it. Going past the country club. Now, if anybody can help me with this, every once in a while I'm going to show you a picture. I cannot place this. It says Coraopolis Carnot Road, resurfacing completed. I can't place that. In all my driving, it's part of either coming past the Moon Municipal Building, or after you get going past, but that's a pretty decent
I'm
hill.
getting another call.
It might be going up the hill there,
That might be.
past Montour Heights Country Club.
I think it's actually further down. I think that's supposed to be St. Margaret Mary. Like Margaret Mary's would be way over here on the right, and then it would be like a shopping plaza.
Do you think it's facing St. Margaret Mary's?
Yeah, well, Margaret Mary's is heading up here on the right. And
I could
think
I could buy that.
on the left,
Is,
is the old entrance to Moon
Yeah,
School.
the high
And-
school's in
and then
here
there's like some
somewhere.
apartment buildings.
Okay.
Where that barn would be, there's a shopping center. And then right as you get over into here, there was a couple of, housing.
I know exactly where you're talking, where the high school is. It would be up.
Would be up on the hill on the
Yeah.
left.
Okay. I'm gonna,
'Cause
I think,
I'm just going by the grade
Uh-huh.
of that road.
yeah, and there ain't many grades like that. There aren't many grades. They're recording this. I have to talk like this. Most of you saw this picture. I stole this picture off the internet. The opening of the Sewickley Bridge in 1911.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's a great picture. Opening of the Sewickley Bridge in 1911. All
That's
right.
the old sheep.
Moved to 1946, they bricked it. Not sure if the streetcar tracks were there in 1911. I tried to look real hard on it, and like here, is that just a track or is that a streetcar track? It's hard to tell. I like the oxen pulling the wagon. 1946, they decided it's going to need redone again. They have to cement it. Get rid of these bricks. So this is the Sewickley side, looking towards Coraopolis, 1946. And at that end, I find these two pictures. There was a hotel on the downriver side of the bridge. And as best I could tell, that's what you see now. There was a big hotel there. And the reason if you look at this picture, it says it's Sewickley Bridge Approach Park Hotel property. This is, you can see a little bit of this on the one in that picture of big, but you notice, what is that, the library over there in Sewickley? Sweetwater. Okay, there it is right there.
Burned on?
No, it's still, no, that was just like their yard for the hotel. Again, your Sewickley Bridge, looking across. Of course, this house is still here in the next picture with the new bridge. And it's September of 2016. You come back on Coraopolis side, they got rid of the bricks, they're paving it, and all done. That's a great car. Just you can see the front end on that car. Look at that.
They don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't make them like that. That's a great car. You got this in there now. Maybe some of you old timers here can know, but this looks like maybe where the streetcar used to come out, or maybe it was the road, and because they built the new road. But anyway, I was looking at that, and then of course there's all the factories, but they're all gone. Now you got the underpass coming under the Sewickley Bridge, and I mean that's what it looks like now. And there's the old bridge. It's undated, the old bridge. And,
That's a quick question. Yeah, coming across the Sewickley Bridge from Sewickley over the Coraopolis side, way back in the day, was there, when you turn out, like, if you just went straight right into, like, where the, like, the little mountain, was there a gas station right there? Like a Falcon gas station,
well, what I've been told is, we talked about this, Stacy, this whole area, from there down, from the end of the Sewickley Bridge, all the way up to Stoops Ferry Hill,
Okay.
was a community.
Okay.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Stoops Ferry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're all gone except for, there's still one or two houses there?
Yeah, there's still one. They're like, if you're heading toward Moon, they're off to the left, just before you hit that intersection. There's just like one or two white houses, and that's all that's left of it.
There were
Okay.
100 houses, and there very well could have been a gas
I
station.
think that's the one that's been hit 3 times, by cars coming up this very
There's
old.
That's 1918. I think I stole that off your website. But it's a great picture of the train station in Coraopolis. Okay? Great picture of the train station in Coraopolis.
I love about that picture is that if you zoom in, you can see where the schedule is, like the board up right there in the center to right. There's a, keep going to the right. Keep going to the right. Keep going.
Oh, over
right
here.
there. Yeah, that's where they put all the notices and the schedules and stuff. So
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool. Somebody told me that number in the window, if we went to the National Archive, that's the number that you can use to look up all the information they have on the building. So.
Huh.
280?
280, yeah,
It was,
280.
it might be 290. I don't remember. 280 or 290.
This is Mill Street. The train station's on your right. You're looking towards Pittsburgh.
And that's Hotel Helm on the left.
Here.
Yeah.
And so that's looking towards Pittsburgh across Mill Street. And that's looking the other way across Mill Street. Again, you can't see the train station too much because the waiting areas are here. Now there's a underpass.
There is.
There's an underpass through here, the steps that we go down.
It's still there too.
Okay.
It's not bricked in. So.
And then this is looking towards the river on Mill. Whoop. Here, that's what it looks like now. That's looking towards the river on Mill Street. And
Could you still access that underpass?
Well, you can.
Is it safe?
Well, there's some water.
take your waiting maintenance. This is looking towards Coraopolis on Mill Street. There's the train station, as you can see the top of it there. This second building is still here. See the little, how it goes in and up and over and down. And it's hard to tell. I tried to clean up the pictures as best I could. But that's it, that same little building. This building might be there too, but this one was easily identifiable with the top, okay, looking towards. And then this is the other side. This is Main Street, looking towards the river, okay.
Is that house still there?
No, here it is here. There's a garage there. There's a garage there now. And then, okay. And this is how I got introduced to Stacy with some of these pictures. I said, I got a couple pictures of the original Coraopolis Bridge. This is when they were going to build the new one. They went out to take pictures. This is 1926. This bridge is from the 1880s. This bridge that's here now is from the 1880s. They decided to build a new bridge. So like this picture is looking south on the center line. So they would go out with their engineers and take pictures of what, you know, the center line. So this is June of 26. The reason I threw these in, the Montour Trail is making their connection now down to the soccer fields. And it's going to go right along here. And we were down there working at the time that I had found these pictures. And this, you know, I mean, this little hill is still here. It's so when you go down and use the trail, you'll see some of this. That's the original bridge. I think this house might still be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we met the guy, because we cleaned up a little bit of his property when we were cleaning up for the trail. The trail's gonna run right across here. That's the lay of the land of the south approach. This is 27, so they're still taking pictures 6 months later. That's 4th, you can see 4th Street here. Okay, and 1927. This is the approach to the old bridge from Neville Island. I'll blow that up a little bit.
And that first bridge was built by the streetcar company, so you can see the streetcar lines there.
Is the main feature. This sign, I looked at it the other day just to see what it, I don't know if you can read it now or not. This sign says, drive on the plates, save plank. Ride smoothly. So they didn't want you riding, I'm betting these are wood planks. And they wanted you to ride on the plates and not hit those wooden planks when you This is the approach from the Coraopolis side, and we figured that this is the, originally it was a toll bridge. And this was the toll house here. On the side where you'd stop and pay your toll. If you weren't on the streetcar, you had to pay the toll. This is looking up 4th towards the bridge. Let me move it over a little just a sec. Now here's that toll house. That's where 51 crosses now.
Is that like a little restaurant?
Here?
Yeah.
This is gone.
Okay.
That's where the traffic light is.
Okay.
When you get to Coraopolis.
Okay.
Keep an eye on this and this little roof right here. Okay?
They're still there.
They're still there. Those houses. Most of these houses are gone, except for that one house on the corner. See that building's gone, and that's where Route 51 crosses. Okay? Ferry Street, looking down. These houses, they have wooden steps. There's always like a little store or restaurant right here. This is today, same houses, same porches, cement steps. Huh, some things are missing. Little store, same place. Okay. This is looking down 4th Street from the bridge. So the bridge is on your right shoulder, for each street's on your left shoulder. Traffic lights behind you. Okay, and that's what it looks like.
Wow.
And then, so then what they did was they went down, I just got a couple of these, they went down, this is the north side of the 6th Street Bridge. You guys probably know all this. They took down the 6th Street Bridge, lowered it on the barges, floated it down the river. This is the north abutment. This is 1927. Let me blow it up a little. Taking a little long to get it up. This is the north abutment. You're looking towards the Ohio River Boulevard. Coraopolis is behind you. This is where they're going to set the bridge down. This is what it looks like today. This is 1927. It's hard to tell. There's like, I'm trying to blow this up slightly here. You need like all these fields and everything, okay? But let's go to today. And that's what it looks like today. All right. And then they sat the 6th Street Bridge down on the new piers. There's the old bridge right next to it. And for East Street, looking at the 6th Street Bridge. Great cars. 51 and 30. They kept changing. That was part of Route 51 and Route 30. Going that way.
Can you go up that sign?
That's the first time I've seen Route 30 going through Coraopolis.
I think Route 30 must have got moved 20 times throughout the years.
I always thought he was wrong.
That's a Haas.
I was wrong.
And there's, then that bridge got too old. I think they had to narrow down the lanes, so they put these in. This is 1977, before they built the new bridge. And they were working on it. But this is still the old 6th Street Bridge that was in place in 1977. So then we're gonna jump again. I think everybody all right there? I'm trying to keep it moving. Again, Cliff Mine and Beaver Grade Connector. Interesting thing here. If you look at the Montour Creek, I'll just toss this in because I always think it's so cool. This is where the YMCA is. Montour Creek used to go behind the YMCA, over to where those office buildings are, then cut straight across through the first bridge. We call these bridges, Duquesne Lake rebuilt the 2 end bridges for the Montour Trail when they came in, when we were building the trail, they were putting those high tension lines up at the same time. And so we call that the first Duquesne Lake Bridge, and then we have the Volunteer Bridge because we rebuilt the middle bridge, and then the third bridge is the second Duquesne Lake Bridge. But the creek went over behind the YMCA, went through that first bridge, wound around, past the swimming hole, put through over to the hillside again, and then at the bottom of Hershinger Road, came straight across and went over. When they built Montour Run Road, they wanted to eliminate all the bridges. So they rerouted the stream next to the railroad, all the way down. Except now they left this loop because that wasn't going to interfere with the road. But so in the meantime, they had all these little dirt roads. So I'm just going to run through this.
What year was Montour Run? When did they start building that road?
61 and 62.
Okay.
So it's relatively recent
Okay.
for us.
So let me ask you, sir. So if we were, let's say from where the area you and I live, we're up to Silver Lane, if we wanted to get on the Parkway, we couldn't have gone down past Brothers Grimm and past that road wasn't open yet, was it?
You'd go up to Steubenville Pike.
Okay.
Well, you could. There were some dirt roads
that could have got you
that could have got you there.
Okay.
Because there was that entrance there, you know, Montour Run entrance, but they were all dirt roads. By 62, you wanted to take a paved road. Oh, and here, I'll toss this in too. Originally, while we're talking about it, originally, Montour Run Road was supposed to be a limited access highway. Just like the Parkway, there were going to be entrances and exits. There weren't going to be, you couldn't turn off the side. And the people that owned the property along Montour Run Road said, we don't want a limited access highway. We're not going to be able to use our property for anything. And that's why when you drive down it now, it was originally planned as a 4-lane limited access highway. So you got this 2-lane road with a big wide flat part next to it. It was supposed to be a limited access highway, which I think would have gone all the way to the McKees Rocks and over to Ohio River Boulevard. Okay, that was like the far-reaching plan. So you could, without going through time, you could, so that's kind of the story of Montour Run Road. This is the oldest pony truss bridge in western Pennsylvania. You can see it from that first Duquesne Lake Bridge on the trail. If you, Montour Park Road is down across from Brothers Grimm behind Universal Specialties. There used to be locust posts when I first moved 25 years ago. There were locust posts still going up the side of the hill. You could follow that road and you would cross this bridge, Montour Park Road. I'd love for somebody to rehab this bridge or pick it up and move it somewhere, but it's going by the date when you read about it. It's one of the oldest pony truss bridges in western Pennsylvania. Oh, hit my button there. Believe it or not, people used to come out from the city in the 30s to vacation at the swimming hole. Okay? And my dad's first cousin gave me these pictures. Her family used to come out, and there were cottages. Some of the cottages they built, some of the cottages they built out of railroad cars. Okay?
What's that called, Tim?
It's called Montour Park.
No, it was called something else before that.
I never heard any other name except Montour. And that's why they called the road that went to it Montour Park Road. That's all I ever heard of it. There was a dance hall. Somebody who lived in Robinson, an old timer from Robinson, told me they didn't like the locals coming down, you know. But anyway, this is a couple of pictures of Montour Park. People having a vacation there, coming out down at the swimming hole. Okay, dance hall. Sitting on the bridge. That's the swimming hole. Below Costco. If any of you are familiar, you know where Costco is. This is done towards Montour Run Road. Right, you can look up from here and see the back of Costco.
We used to go down there shooting when we were kids. We'd see maybe a car or two an hour behind us.
Great picture. I like this one.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go down and play some euchre down in the creek. You know, and roll your stockings up and pull the chairs and tables down. They would go into the local farms and rent horses. And you can see the railroad crossing back here. And you'll see in the next picture where Montour Run Road used to cross. I mean, if you could call that a road, that's what we're talking about when you ask about it.
Okay.
If you could call that a road, it used to cross the railroad tracks and go up into the hill up there. Okay. There's where the road came. Those are gone. When we started building the trail, that was still like that. Something happened. But this is the mid-'80s. All those cottages had fallen into disrepair. They're all gone now. There's none left. I'm not sure who cleaned them out. But there's the railroad bridge in the back lane. And old Montour Park. Lots of good times there.
Hey, there was a stone structure over there until maybe 5 years ago. Do you know what that was? It was 2-story. Looked like maybe it was a drive-in on the second floor. Or like it was a garage or
well,
something.
I don't know. I think it was longer than 5 years.
Could be.
When we started working there, and I used to ride my mountain bike up through there, I know what you're talking about. And somebody told me that it was part of the farm, that the creek ran down through the basement, and that's where the farmers would put their milk cans, the big ones, and set them in the creek to keep the milk cool until they could get them and take them to the market or wherever they would take them the milk. But that, so the top was just, you could use it for whatever, but the bottom was where the stream used, a little stream, not onto a creek. So this is when they started building Montour Run Road. They had to close it off. Now, a lot of you might be familiar with this intersection. Okay, if you use the trail, Scott Station Road, this is the road that goes up to the Outback. Okay, so you got some perspective. The old Kmart that's not there anymore. The Isley's that's not there anymore. The Outback is still there. Wade Heating and Cooling. Okay, so that's last September. Here's 1959. So this is before Montour Run. Okay, Wade Heating and Cooling, house. And I kind of combined these pictures. I remember this house for a long time, stayed there. I think until they started building the stuff up on top of the hill. This farmhouse was still there. Just some pictures. There's the barn, Montour Run Road. That's looking towards Robinson. This is where Swindell Dressler is now. And there's other manufacturing places. And that little road used to go up to the top, all the way up to Steubenville Pike. Somebody told me that on Saturday nights there were like some speakeasies or some other places of ill repute, like down along this road. And they would come down from Steubenville Pike, go there, and then like Sunday mornings you'd find them all like making their way back up there. We're talking the 20s and the 30s and that kind of thing. So here they are starting Montour Run Road. Look at the houses sitting here. The telephone pole. So there was that little dirt road came through here and went up the hill. You can see the locust posts. People on the side. That's what it looks like now. Okay, so there was the barn.
That was the Scott farm.
Right,
That was the Scott farm.
Scott farm. Scott Station and
there were actually some family burials up there.
I never heard that. Yeah.
And they were moved to Union Presbyterian Cemetery.
Oh,
Up on
yeah,
Steubenville
I
Pike.
remember
Scott
that.
family members.
In my research.
But
Okay.
when they were going in Homewood Suites and they were
That's-
taking the house down, they
Find some.
well, I think the graves were moved in the late '90s. I think
Wow.
that's what I was told.
Well, that'd be about right. When they built
And then
Homewood
they built
Suites
that.
and all that.
And there's actually a memorial up there that
Oh, along
built
that walking path.
where Hildy put a plaque up and
Oh,
describing that was at the center point of the Scott land.
okay. Well, this is looking from the Parkway across the home decor, Garden Ridge parking lot. You can see the railroad here and to Montour Run. I like this picture. Again, I eliminated a lot of pictures. I kept the ones. Look at this digging machine. Look at the dirt. It's higher than that machine. They moved all that, all the way down here, to make it look like this. And it's still a grade. You're still going up a hill a little bit, but they cleaned out from the top, and they took all this dirt to the top of the hill. They used the old road that was on the hillside there next to the barn, and they got pictures of them hauling the dirt to the top of the hill. Okay, and you can see the Parkway Bridge that we were looking at before in the distance. It's kind of where you're at now. Okay, there's the pit stop where the parking lot is, and they moved the creek. You know, Montour Creek used to run across back here. Somehow they got it running down here now. That's what you're looking at. And again, there's the barn. Those houses are gone. There's the power poles for them. The houses are gone. That's the old road that used to snake up the hill on the side. So when you're sitting at that traffic light now, remember, there was a barn, houses, that's what used to be there. Okay. Here's the old road where they stopped when they built the Parkway. This is the old road, and they had to redo it. And they were building Montour Run, and that's as they were building Montour Run, widening it, getting it ready. these pictures, I was telling you about the creek. Here's the new channel that they dug. Okay? The creek used to run along the hillside and come down across here, and you can see the railroad bridge over here. That's the one we call the second Duquesne Light Bridge, because they didn't need to do the middle one to get their poles in. That railroad bridge is still there. That's the new channel, and that's kind of what it looks like now. There's the bridge. Okay. The creek used to come from over here and go straight through. Again, the new channel. See, that's the farm where that stone building was. And there was a farm over there. This is where the one back behind these trees is where the YMCA is. Okay. And there's contemporary. Looking from the hillside towards Brothers Grimm, you're looking down. That's where the old creek used to come around. They made a little channel for it while they were digging the new one. And that other bridge is right here, right there. You can see. And recognize this picture. You're coming off, going over top of the trail, the Montour Trail. But the old way was Old Beaver Grade Road. I was glad to get these pictures. I just got a hold of these like a week or two ago. This is Old Beaver Grade. When you come down past Brothers Grimm is behind you, you go across the railroad and up Beaver Grade Road.
And that's what they used to call Snake Hill.
That was where it wound.
That's where them guys were fixing the road.
Now, this is where there's the railroad. That old Beaver Grade is over here on the right. And they're starting to build the overpass. So that was all level, pretty much. So they had to build an approach to this bridge that they're building. And there it is, after they built it. The abutments that you were looking at are on both sides. There's the old bridge, went straight across here. They took down some, after the big flood, 2001, 2011, they took some of the abutments. 2004, okay. They cleaned this up a lot. And I think they were worried about people falling off, but this is where the abutments were for the old Beaver Grade Road bridge. Of course, that's up at the top, and that's what it looks like now. And looking down from Beaver Grade Road, and up, sort of what it looks like now. And this is where Beaver Grade comes from Steubenville Pike and hits Clever Road. That house used to be there. We used to go on pony rides over here.
That was the Logue House. You know him, right?
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill and Sal. And then, looks like now, of course, there's that house. And Brothers Grimm off the right. Ventana Hills goes up here, now the entrance to Ventana Hills. You can see how wide it was. I mean, they had every intention of making that a 4-lane.
Is that a Volkswagen microbus?
It is. It is. Good eye. That would be worth a few dollars now. That's what it looks like now. And an overview with both bridges. There's the old Beaver Grade down there. There's the new overpass, the new channel for the creek and the road. And then this is a pretty neat overview here, looking the other way. YMCA's over here now. And they used a lot of locust posts. They gave them to us when they started putting guide rail in. The Montour Trail got a lot of, we had to take all the J-hooks out. That's what's holding the volunteer bridge. This was an interesting set of pictures. I pulled a bunch of them out. I'll tell you why later, but it took me weeks to figure out where these pictures were because they were labeled clever. They're some of the oldest pictures I had. This is 1920. And I looked at it and looked at it. The quick story is it started at a coal mine that you're going to see, and it ended at a railroad. And I'm thinking, where's there? There's only 2 railroads, the Moon Run Railroad and the Montour Railroad. where is this? Well, I'll tell you what finally triggered a few things. So I'm going to give it away as we're doing the presentation, because this is actually this. Okay, Clever, what they called Clever was Fairhaven, the beginning of Clever. We call Fairhaven, which is off to the left here. Okay? So, whoa, wrong button. So that's Pine Hollow Road, the Wendy's. Okay. Did you get the picture? Oh, I sent Bernie Stewart from McKees Rock. She wanted a picture. That's the old school. She said there's no good pictures of that school. A one-room schoolhouse. Fairhaven went up here past this mine. So they show that. There's the mine. There's the entrance to the mine.
So that school is where Brothers Grimm is now?
No, it's a little bit above it.
Is it Brother Jim or Stroll?
Scroll in.
Stroll in, that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
The Fairhaven climbed, snaked up the hill, actually. Getting near the top. Now, I jumped here just for the sake of time to 1940. That was 1920. That was 1920. I mean, that's the road. That is the road. So think about that. 1940, they're going to improve it. All right, they widen it, flatten it out. That's about where you're at right now. Okay, 1940. Looking down the hill, the Wendy's is over here. Okay, this is Pine Hollow. The entrance to the shopping center is here. Okay, so that's where you're at. That's looking up the hill. Wendy's over here. Stroll in a little bit back here behind it. Looking up the hill, completed. They got the locust posts in.
Is that the fire hall?
And that was one of the clues. That's the fire hall.
Okay.
I remembered that was one of the clues. Somebody told me that the fire hall used to be one of the mine buildings.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fairhaven mine, it was on fire for so many years. So yeah, that was another of the clues. But I didn't have these 1940 pictures. All I had was the 1920 pictures. This place, not the little, this place is still here. I'd like to give those people this picture looking down the hill towards Pine Hollow. And all those houses back here now, and the church, and there's a Presbyterian church back there. So you go back up, we're back to 1920, climbing Fairhaven Road. I think that must be the photographer's car. Cool. Go on and take some pictures. So you're climbing up, you're next to the basketball courts and the rink, the deck hockey rink. You go a little bit further, you got the ball fields, and you go a little bit further. Now see, I didn't know this. I'm looking at these pictures saying, where is this? I had no idea at the time. I got to here, I still wasn't sure, but it was this next picture. Let's see if I told you, I give it away a little bit. That's that intersection right there. After I figured it out. Okay?
Where is that?
That's up by the Giant Eagle.
It's about a block away from the Giant Eagle.
The Best Deal Tires is over here.
And then there's
there's an
stop and go.
7-Eleven over here.
By the ball field.
Okay?
Ball field on your right.
But you can barely see it here. Now let me go to the next old picture.
So it gives it away. Yeah.
That's what gave it away. I thought to myself, where's there a high tension tower on Clever Road? And I thought, up by the Quarter Car Wash.
Yeah.
After I had that high tension tower, everything, and I remembered the Firemen's Club, everything fell into place. This is looking towards Fairhaven Road from up behind the tire shop in 1940 when they were cleaning it. The ball fields are over here. Here's a picture of it today. Instead of describing it, I should just click on this picture. Okay. I was getting ready to turn down the hill. AM, PM, and whatever. Now, I eliminated a lot of pictures from this next set because Clever Road used to twist and turn. And I have those pictures, and you can't identify exactly where it is, but it used to go to the right here, and then it would swing to the left. And when it got down to the bottom before 79, it did the same thing. So I eliminated. I put this one in because I was cool. This is 1970, 74, 57 cent gas. You know, 1974. So there's kind of like looking down the hill. Those townhouses are over here on the right. Looking down the hill from the top. And again, look, no trees.
Yeah.
There's no trees anywhere.
It's all farmland.
And Bill, Ostrowski or Jesse, he runs the tire store.
Yeah, yeah.
He was born on the Clever Farm, and he wanted the picture down at the bottom. The Clever Farm was down at the bottom of the road. So you go down the hill. There's an oil well on the right that still has the thing, but that's Fiddleback, the entrance to Fiddleback. Then you go down a little further, and there was the oil well. Now look how close the road used to go to the oil well. I mean, they dug dirt. When they fixed these roads, they moved stuff that you can't imagine. The oil well was over on the left there. You go down a little further, around the bend, a little further. See it? Now it's just straight. There's the entrance to the Clever Farm. That's where Bill was born. I gave him, he wanted this picture. I gave him this picture. That's the stop sign at the bottom of the hill on Clever Road. 79's up ahead. And again, they moved Clever when they built 79. They moved. Down below the Montour High School.
That is Montour on the left.
Yeah. So you go a little bit further, and you come down. See, as you get closer, you say, oh, there's a railroad here. It turns out it was the Moon Run Railroad. After I figured out the power poles, I figured out. I thought maybe they were calling Aiken Road Clever Road. And it was the Moon Run line. But it wasn't. It was a fair moving. And then here's the last old shot. There's a bridge over the creek, Moon Run Creek. And there's a railroad. There's houses. In the other pictures, you can see houses up here on the hill.
Miners?
Could have been. That's pretty much, I mean, as good as you can get with using Google Street View. That's where you're at. The railroad crossed up here by the gas.
Behind the gas, where you see the little opening on the right, that used to be Diebold Road Extension.
Yeah. And it used to cut up to Kennedy.
You used to cut to Kennedy, and it actually went into.
Not the Diebold Road that went to Kennedy.
Behind your house.
That's the full Diebold Road. This was the extension where the Robinson side of Diebold ends right now at the old farm.
Yeah.
You could go straight on into Kennedy, but you could make a right
and come down here.
Yep.
And Clever didn't go up that way either. And in fact, that might be what I have. My friend down at the county gave me the plans for when they redid this road in 1932. And Clever, this part of Clever did the same thing. And where it curves there to the left, it went straight.
Yeah.
Which was probably the Diebold Road extension you're talking.
Yeah.
And then it curved up. It made so many twists and turns. They dug so much dirt, which you'll see. This was another set of pictures. It took me a while to figure out. This house was the clue. This frame house. The entrance to Montour High School is right up here. Okay? So, first, and I was using the station numbers of the road. So this is station 173. Every number up is 100 feet. So when you're looking at the pictures and they have the station numbers, you can't get out there with a tape measure, but you can kind of guess. So 183 is 1,000 feet from 173. 174 is 100 feet from 173. So first I'm looking at this, 173, and I'm looking at this picture, and I'll just, this is kind of a cool picture because it goes up a driveway, and there's this, which looks to me like a one-room schoolhouse. But when I go to Robinson or anywhere else, there is no record. There's a one-room schoolhouse at the end of my street, Regina Drive, the Kansas school. There's no record of a one-room schoolhouse being at the top. So maybe it's not a schoolhouse, but it sure looks
That had been Deemer's farm.
No, it's on the other side.
Okay, okay.
So, but then, so we were at 173. So we come up 200 feet, and there's that white frame house. It still sits there past the high school entrance. The high school entrance is like right here.
Yeah.
Okay? There's that road we were just looking up. There's the building at the top of the hill. There it is. Okay? But there's no record. When you look on old maps, there's no record of any building being there. But look how Clever Road, I mean, it's barely there.
Right.
Going to the left. Again, it's snaked all over the place. I guess it just went to people's houses. So that's what it looks like now. That house, I couldn't get a good street view. I want to take up my own picture someday. But that frame house is right here. There's a modular house here, and then they build a bigger house on the other side. But that frame house is right there. Okay?
It's amazing. I wonder how you got up to that school.
Well, on the other side, it was a dirt. Everything was dirt. Old mine, 187 station number. Guy that lives at the gym, that lives at the last red brick house before the entrance to the school, showed me that, tells me there was a mine behind his house. And I talked to Bill that had the garage up on 51 and Coraopolis Road. He works for the school now. They ran into that when they were building the football field and stuff. They ran into this mine. So this is pretty much where that mine is. They ran into the shafts. They ran into all kinds of stuff. There's a house outside. So that's pretty much the mine. I eliminated one or two pictures here. There's the barn, Phillips barn. That wasn't the one you were talking. Wasn't it? May have become Deemer's.
There's Deemer's barn on the right.
I think they replaced that white barn. From who knows? I don't know. You go up. This is 1974.
Okay.
I remember that.
That barn sat right here where the water retention pond is for these houses. Okay. You climb the hill a little bit, and we're coming up to one of mine. Blows my mind when I see it. There. Clever Road going from where that barn was up to Elliott Drive in the park. Climbing the hill. That was Clever Road in 1932.
300 feet.
That's what it looks like now. You guys probably drove up there 100,000, 10,000 times. Just threw these in 1970, 74. A little barn they just took out in the last year. So the park's over here on the right.
Slid right down that hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't let you anymore. That's what it looks like. Well, that's not what things change so fast. This is 2012. Okay? Here's November of last year. Or 2015. But
if I had a nickel for every one of those houses that's built on a mine, it doesn't know it.
Oh, I think they filled them in. You guys are familiar with this intersection. I had to throw these in. Wherever the chiropractor and that, they had a gas pump sitting in that, whatever kind of garage was there. There's a big empty lot. I took the one picture I was there. You see there. There were stop signs on Silver Lane, but no stop sign on Clever Road.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
in '74.
Oh, I didn't realize
It
that
had
was
this
about
Mustang
that.
in it and stuff. I just had to get a picture of that. And again, there's still no traffic lights there. Right?
No, I don't think they got
74.
those till the nineties.
There's a story with this. I looked at these pictures for a year, for a full year. 4 pictures. And I looked at this and said, where does Clever Road go straight ahead and make a hard right? Could not, and I went to the tax, Fred Heinlein property. Where the heck, where is that? And there's a little road off to the left. Where is this? Finally, when I told you I got the plans for Clever Road from my buddy down there, and this only happened like less than a week ago. I finally figured it out. These are great pictures. A boat-tailed speedster sitting in the yard. If you like cars, this is that property. Cross dog, no trespassing. Cross dog. The wheels are missing off. The fenders and wheels are missing off this car. It's great. Water pump. There's the barn. The speed. Fred Heinlein property. Okay. There's the house. Big house. Where was this? Is that house still there? Then I see the plans. I did this for you. Here is Old Clever Road at the bottom of the hill. That's Old Clever Road. Here's what they wanted to build. This says Guy's Mill. That's the road that took you back to the dynamite factory. This is Beaver Grade. Clever Road, you know when you go down Clever Road to the bottom of the hill, before it meets Beaver Grade, there's kind of an empty lot sits on the left where people park to go hunting and stuff. Yeah. That's right here. Clever Road used to cross over to Beaver Grade Road right there. And this Clever Road used to come out right here on the Beaver Grade. This is that little dirt road on the left before you get to the Y. And so this is what it looks like now. This is where you come down the bottom of Beaver Grade and hit Clever Road.
Okay, so was the house over here on the right?
That barn and house was right here on the right-hand side. Took me a long time to figure that out. Okay.
Any idea when that barn or house was destroyed?
Well, that was 1932. That was the plan. Same plans from the other ones. That was around 32. And then somebody reminded me that Heinlein, they're the ones that own Bonnier Golf Course.
Oh, okay.
That was the Heinleins. So they might have sold that property and moved out. Plus, they might have been more than one. So anyway, there's a story there. I'm getting long-winded. Let me know what I got to do here, but I'll keep going as long as you want me to. Thornburg Bridge. I'll try to move it around. This is when they built the Thornburg Bridge. You used to have to go through Thornburg, come up around the side, and come up the Steubenville Pike. 1926, they built the Thornburg. You're looking towards Ingram here. Okay. They're still building it. My dad has one of these pillars from when they tore this bridge down for the new one. He was jogging and he asked him if he could have it. It's in our backyard. Buried. Somebody tried to steal it recently, he said, but he felt it sitting in some concrete or something. This is after they fixed. This is that Maggie May Street house, whatever they call it now. Okay. Nice lamp post on that bridge. That's what it looks like now. And that's the bridge finished. Has a car in it. Always get cars in your picture. It just makes it nice. This is the end. Cornell. Is it Cornell Street coming out? Okay. Of course, after they fixed the bridge, they had to pave the roads. That's Baldwin Road coming down from Chartiers Country Club.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. They paved it.
He built the
Cleaned it up.
He built the BP on.
What I can't figure, I'm going to show you that picture. Look at the edge of the road comes right here. How did they get that BP station over there? I'll never figure it out. I don't know what that's built on, but I don't know. Steubenville Pike, same thing. They had to pay. There's that road we were just on coming down from the country club. Steubenville Pike. That's what it looks like now. Okay. And so you're coming towards Coraopolis, you get on Wind Gap Road. You might go through Ingram and get on Wind Gap. This is just past where Ascension was there. I'm just going to kind of go through these again. There's some houses that are gone now. No trees. Go through, ride down Wind Gap. Then you get to here, and this is, so that's going up to the last little bit before you drop down to the Wind Gap Bridge. They paved it. The reason that, you know, it's the same picture. Well, Station 39, that one, Station 39, there's a school up here. Okay? So you get up here, that's today, there's the school. All right? That's, I got that picture on the internet, that's the school in 1921. Okay? That's what it looks like now. It's still there. You drive past it today. I don't know if it's a residence or if it's a business. All right. Then you drop down over the hill towards Wind Gap. Let me blow this one up.
Excuse me, we're going to be closing in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Close it and lock us
Here's
in.
St. Mary's Church. There's McKees Rocks High School. You're coming down. That's what it looks like now. Houses in the way rather than trees. Coming down to the Wind Gap Bridge. That house is still,
Yeah, I'm still there.
I think they're working on it. Wind Gap Bridge, I'll
Better have a picture of Corny Man's.
not really. There it is right here. There's Corny Man's.
Used to be a walking bridge under that one.
I got pictures of it.
Used to play on it all the time.
I got pictures of it.
We got 4 minutes left.
There's
There
the
it is.
walking bridge. See,
Check
this
that
is from 1979, these pictures, so that must be right before they tore it down.
Was that safe to walk on?
I played on it all the time as a kid. My Uncle Jack used to live at the very first house on Middletown Road.
Oh, you were a kid, you didn't weigh much.
These, I can't figure out where they were. It's McCoy Road. This is one of my things I'm going to start working on. I have, somebody gave me a clue that it might, where it might be, but, because it drops down over the hill on this side. Apparently there's a guide rail here. Then you look the other way, so the guide rail's on your left, and they just get closer. There's a barn up here, that probably ain't there anymore. But there's some big houses up here. As you get close, are they still there?
Corny Road,
Somebody said after you leave Pine Hollow and go around the bend, there's some big houses and it drops off to the side.
I'm thinking as you make the turn around, where the tap club is or was,
Yeah.
that might be right where you're talking.
We'll probably have to finish up with this, but I know this is Coraopolis Middletown Road. This is Forest Grove. There's where you're at now.
You better have a
Make the bend onto Coraopolis Road. Have you had a chance? You're there, looking up Forest Road. Turn right onto Coraopolis Road.
That's Coraopolis Road.
That's Coraopolis Road. I'll blow it up if I got time here. Actually, see this little shed keeps me oriented. This little slanted roof shed. What's the name of the old barn that sat on the corner? That's why I got into a conversation with somebody.
There was a barn.
The old mill or something.
Yeah.
Dutch mill. Dutch mill.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
is.
There
Okay.
was a barn there.
So this is that same view. Okay. There's the shed. Now look at this house up here. This kind of gave me some orientation. Okay, got that house up there. Same house, 2 windows, garage, 2 windows. Okay. This is it right here. I got a little closer shot, but it's right across from the water tower. There it is. They changed the windows. That's the same house with aluminum siding on it. Okay? And you get down a little further, and I said, okay, exactly where this is this. These pictures, these next couple of pictures are all the same, but these trees are what gave me kind of a thing. It's where David E. Williams is.
Yeah.
Okay? There it is right there. Same driveway coming down, going up. Next picture is just a little bit past here. Same trees. So you know it's the road curves to the left. Go by the orientation of the road. Boom. So they straightened it out a little bit. Yeah. Then the next picture's on the other side of that road. There's those trees. But here's the property with a for sale sign on it. And so that's what that looks like. Then you go back and you're facing Forest Grove again. All right.
Okay.
Oh, so you're facing Forest Grove again. And that's it there. And
It's where the pine used to be.
a little closer shot, same view. Okay, that's probably that Dutch mill.
Yep.
Figured out. Okay. And we're probably done. Here's McKee's Rocks, the bridge coming across Chartiers Creek. We're rebuilding it.
You have to save this for next time.
Yeah. Rebuilding it. And then Island Avenue, going down towards the rocks. Here, let me get up to here, right here. Get up here. You're looking down. These houses. Boom. I did this because this is 2 years ago. When you do the most recent one, boom. Same thing. Here.
Mom had a little
Last one. See this picture here? See this little house right here in the middle? Okay, the lights are on. See this house right here in the middle? There. Island Avenue. And then there was a school you see in a lot of the pictures. Must have been the Blaine School according to that. This is 1929. People waiting for the bus.
Is that on top of the
Boom.
hill?
That's coming off the McKees Rocks Bridge now. And they had to push benches because they took the wall away for people to lean on. You know. And I go up Island Avenue a little bit further, and up Fleming Park Road, Route 51, and that was pretty much it. You probably had another 20 minutes.
I can sit and watch this all night, Tim. Great job.
You're welcome. I like people that appreciate it. I'm going to try to put them together on a video, like each street, and then maybe put it on YouTube or something.
Hey, while I got everybody here, does anybody know when, right before 79 was put in, you went down McKees Rocks Road, and then 79 come in. Where up like on Morris Road or McKees Rocks Road did that come out? Does anybody know that?
On Morris Road?
Yeah, yeah.
Before the curves.
Okay, so right at, like at the top of the hill there?
You go around the curves, and then a little big piece of the road sticks out there.
Okay, because there was like an excavating plant.
Well, yeah, one of the roads came across there too, where they parked the dump trucks.
Okay. Okay, I was always wondering what
right
that was
across.
at.
I have to issue a retraction, by the way. When I said Hotel Helm, it's Hotel Arlington. Hotel Helm was the one on 4th and Mill. So I was wrong when I said that.
All right, this was a great get-together.
Route 51 would have blown you away because it's pictures of woods, and like a dirt road that goes into woods. And I'll tell you one quick thing. You ever drive that road from Stowe Township to Kennedy?
Yeah.
On Route 51?
Yeah.
You know how it's always falling over the hill?
Yeah.
I got more pictures where it says Station 22, slide. Station 61, slide. When they were building that road, the road was sliding over the hill, and it's still sliding over the hill.
It's 8 o'clock and we do have to close.
We're leaving.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. All right.